Right, hello people. This weekend we have UFC 325, Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes 2. Now, you might have noticed his channel's become more of a boxing channel. It's always been a boxing channel, but it's become strictly focused on boxing these past few months. But of course, when Alexander Volkanovski fights, I have to make a video. And yeah, here we are. He is, of course, my favorite MMA fighter of all time. And here we go. I'm gonna get into the full main card. This is fucking tricky. I haven't done a fucking UFC prediction in so long. Let's see if I've still got it. Kicking off the main card, we have Keelan Salkild versus Jamie Malarkey. I'm gonna go I'm gonna say Salkild. It's easier to say. Salkild's fucking great. You see that fucking head kick knockout he had of Nascrack Kasprask, whatever his fucking name was, that Calvin Gastelum looking motherfucker. That shit was sick. That was so. Nah, he's winning. He's beating Jamie Malarkey. He's good enough to beat Jamie Malarkey for sure. Up the card, we have Tai Tuivasa versus Talis and Teixeira. I mean, I don't really know how Tai Tuivasa is still ranked. We'll go Talis and Teixeira to get the win. I don't really know. I've seen Talis and Teixeira's debut in his fight against Derek Lewis. Other than that, I don't really know much about him. I think Tai Tuivasa's time's done, basically. And up the card, oh my fucking god, that's a fucking great fight. Rafael Fiziev versus Mauricio Rufy. Now, I actually didn't even know that was happening. That's a phenomenal fight. Who am I going to pick to win there? Rufy's, of course, coming off his defeat to Benoit Saint Denis. Fiziev is coming off a win or a loss. Did he just lose to Gaethje, or did he? Okay, yeah, he is coming off that Bahamondes win. I didn't know if he was coming off the win to Bahamondes or the rematch against Gaethje. That's a tricky fight. Rufy, of course, was shown up a bit by Benoit Saint Denis last time out. From what I remember, Fiziev looked really, really good, I thought, against Bahamondes. But the thing is, for Rufy, this is a striking matchup, right? And that definitely favours him. It also favours Fiziev, but it hasn't got the potential to expose the same weaknesses as the Benoit Saint Denis matchup. But he does get a bit reckless. He does load up with his backhand whenever he's either in southpaw orthodox. He loads up a bit. Does telegraph. But he is a crafty striker. He's got lots of tools. So's Fiziev, though. And I could see Fiziev using his footwork, keeping it at kicking range, not allowing Rufy to load up and land. Just letting him load up, but just keeping him on the edge of range. But he is the shorter man. I'm going to go Mauricio Rufy with no sense of certainty. I do rate him, but I do rate Fiziev as well. But I just think, yeah, maybe because of the length, the size advantage that Rufy possesses. Guess that's what makes me. I mean, the size advantage isn't too bad. It's 5'7" to 5'9". Yeah, but yeah, just Rufy being the longer man. The longer man, I think, get it done just about. Could be close, but I reckon Rufy in that one. Up the card, the co-main event, Dan Hooker versus Benoit Saint Denis. This is a good fight. Quick turnaround for Dan Hooker, I think, coming off that Arman Sarukian defeat. Yeah, I'm going to go Benoit Saint Denis. I think he'll be able to take the shots of Dan Hooker, walk him down, grapple him. And when he gets to the grappling, it's all Benoit Saint Denis from there, I think. Which would be unfortunate for Dan Hooker because it just fucking sucks. Suddenly he was on a bit of a run. And already lost to Saruki, and he was like, great. But yeah, I think Benoit Saint Denis will be able to soak up the punishment of Dan Hooker. We know he has a chin on him. And get to him. Get him to the ground. Maybe hurt him on the feet. He's got a bit of power as Benoit. He's got a bit of pop to him. So, yeah, I'm going to go Benoit Saint Denis to get it done. And now the main event, Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. Volkanovski, of course, coming over the first win against Diego Lopes. Diego Lopes, of course, coming off a win against Gene Silva now. I don't like the inactivity from Volk. He hasn't fought since last April. He's a fighter who likes to be active. He hasn't been allowed to be active for whatever reason. Diego Lopes, of course, coming off that sensational win against Gene Silva, where he busted him up in the first round of ground and pound. Going into the second round, Gene Silva actually showed great recovery and was really getting to Diego Lopes before Lopes countered with a spinning elbow, putting Gene Silva out and finishing him from there. We saw in the first fight that Volk was coming off 2 KO defeats, one to Islam Makhachev, one to Ilia Topuria. No shame in that whatsoever. Of course, took the Islam Makhachev fight on short notice, took the Ilia Topuria fight 3 months after that, and well, we all know how good Islam Makhachev is. We knew how good he was back then, and we've seen the success Ilia Topuria had at featherweight with the knockout win of Max Holloway after that, and the success up at lightweight against Charles Oliveira. And going into that fight, you know, it looked like writing was really on the wall for Volk. Diego Lopes is, of course, a guy who carries power, can be a bit crude at times, but definitely carries power. And there was a narrative that's kind of all it takes with Volk now. But Volk really had showed no deterioration in skill. Still looked as skilled as ever. Did get caught, did get put down. But other than that, I thought really bossed the fight against Diego Lopes, keeping Lopes behind his jab, moving really, really well. And I think this fight will be very, very similar. I hope it fucking is. I hope Lopes don't catch him again, but this time it's just a little bit more like down on the chin and just catches Volk in the right spot. That could fucking suck, you know. If Volk loses this, like the fucking Makhachev fight was awful, yeah, but it was short notice. The Topuria fight was awful, but he's beat Lopes and he just beat Lopes. Do you know what I mean? So it would suck, but I'm so enthusiastic about watching Volk fight, man. It gets me fucking so amped up. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Volk to win, 5-round decision. He is decent in rematches. Of course, the Makhachev fight you can discount, but the Holloway fight, right? Yeah, the first fight against Holloway, it was competitive, but he won. Second fight against Holloway was competitive. I thought Volk won it, but a lot of people do think Holloway won it. And the third fight against Holloway was a masterclass. And there were things going on in that second Holloway fight in the build-up that kind of affected his performance, maybe. So I have reason to believe Volk good in rematches. And why wouldn't he be better here? Diego Lopes can, of course, make some adjustments. Can really, if he sharpens up on his defense, he should be able to close his distance and should be able to get to Volk. Will he do that? You know, against a fighter as skilled as Volk, he's bound to take you out of your game plan at some point. Especially if it's like, say Lopes has picked up new skills in camp. Say it is a bit of defense, so he can close distance coming forward. Volk's the type of fighter who's so skilled that can just take you out of that game plan a little bit, unsettle you, and revert you back to form. So yeah, I'm going to go Volk by decision. Yeah, again, could be tough, but we'll see. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.